Hello everyone there on Facebook. Welcome to my home studio here in Algoma, Wisconsin. This is Tim J. Kornowski. Welcome you to another broadcast of Kornowski Originals live art demos. Hope you're enjoying them. I hope I'm broadcasting right now and that my wife will let me know if it's not recording. So here we go. It's a little bit of a surprise. I don't know if you can see what I've got sketched on this little piece of paper behind me. But what I'm going to do tonight is kind of just work out some drawing techniques for you and see how far we can get. Sometimes I don't know how far I'm going to get with the art that I demonstrate, but many times it goes a lot further than I imagine. So hopefully you can have some fun watching, and maybe I'll have to zoom this in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And maybe I'll just turn this a little bit. To be able to see this, maybe you want to do some art yourself. Use this as an art instructional video then, if you like. No problems with that. And please share if there's anyone you know that would like to do some art. You're always welcome to go ahead. Hey Sharon, how's it going? If I peer in here, my head looks very large, see? And so I'll try not to say hi too often. I don't want to scare anyone. So anyways, I'm just going to get some music playing here, since I like to have some music while I play, or while I work. So, I'm not going to say what I'm drawing yet, but it's kind of a surprise from my wife, if she can't see what I have in my tray here at the moment. So here goes. I'm working on from a photograph, and I think I can get away with the camera not seeing what I'm doing if I put the picture right here. That should work. Got to get everything set up so I can get to work here. So, okay. Just a really simple pen and ink sketch. Nothing too fancy. And hopefully we'll sketch it out and kind of bring it to completion while in the broadcast tonight. So. I like a little relaxing jazz myself sometimes, especially if you've had kind of a longer, maybe a rough day a little bit. It's kind of nice to relax and, you know, maybe not the heavy metal tonight, right? But something more relaxing. I'm not much into heavy metal these days. Predominantly use lines, but also I may be using, say, pointillism, where you just use the dot of your pen and just kind of poke it at the paper. You've been cleared. Excellent. I like to see that. Like to hear that. Good news. 26 this year. Samson. Samson, this is supposed to be a picture of Aaron Rodgers. What are you talking about? Samson. Our dog Samson? You mean this Samson right here? I guess so. Yeah, wouldn't that be funny? Walk on the beach, that sounds like a great idea. Yes, I thought I'd surprise you, my wife, and have a little picture of our dog drawn up here. Hopefully you like it. Maybe you'll sleep with it under your pillow. No, that's probably going too far. We really like our pets, though, around this house. We like animals a lot. We like our cat, Delilah. This is Samson. Imagine that. We named our pets after Bible names. Those Christians, they're a funny bunch, aren't they? I'm kind of a funnier guy anyways. I was a little bit of a class clown when I was a kid. It was fun though. It's fun, you know, making people laugh. Sometimes I try a little too hard to make my wife laugh, but other times she laughs and I'm not even trying, so it works out pretty good. Our dog is like a Jack Russell Terrier mix. He's really a goofball. He's really laid back. Perfect comparison with Delilah, who's very feisty and kind of attacks his tail every now and again. He'll just be minding his own business and she'll just kind of come up out of nowhere and bite him on the rear leg. Not to draw blood or anything, but that's just her personality coming out. She can't help herself. Imagine if humans did that. Just all of a sudden just go up to somebody and bite their leg. Hey Tom, good to see you. Tom Conley is an officer out of Green Bay. Good guy. Went to school with him. So as I was saying, this is our family dog here. All 13 pounds of him soaking wet. Someday we'll get one of those Siberian Huskies with the blue eyes. But right now, this little 13-pounder's doing us a good job. He's our little guard dog. And we're just kind of sketching a quick little sketch of him tonight. Try to catch his little doggy personality. Got them little floppy ears there. As I mentioned, it's my wife's birthday this week. Turning, what did I say, 24? Well, she looks 24. It's a little show and tell for you. She's a homeschool teacher and she got one of these. It's a golden apple. It's not really made of gold, but everything's backwards, of course, because it's Facebook. But it says Jennifer Terry Kornowski Teacher of the Year. Not a lot of teachers can say they have a golden apple, so my wife can. Notice that it says Teacher of the Year. That means every year she's the Teacher of the Year. So it's not specific to any year. I think it takes a lot to teach kids, especially your own kids, because they're chip off the old block sometimes and they can really get on your nerves. So hats off to you teachers out there. You all deserve golden apples. He's got a little bit of brown over his eyes. Saw a guy doing portraits in Wisconsin Dells recently. Just whipping them out on the street corner. Pretty good at it too. More caricatures. It's fun to watch though. fun to watch art being made right before your eyes. So he's kind of scruffy. He's got this little chin here. This little kind of little dinky little nose. And hair shooting out wherever it can grow. Nice thing about pen and ink is you can be pretty free with it. You know, just kind of whip those lines out. You can really imply a lot though, even with just a few lines. But he's got a lot of hair, a lot of white hair, but his eyes really stand out. You know, we like going to the zoos a lot. Every time we get into a new area, we'll look up, see if they have a free zoo, a non-free zoo, whatever. We'll go in there and check out all the animals. And we're always talking to them. I was talking to a bison the other day when I was at a zoo with my daughters and wife and niece and nephew. I was talking to him. He was listening. You know, maybe they don't talk back or anything, but I asked him if the bison behind him was his wife or girlfriend. And he kind of shrugged his shoulders he kind of moved his head really hard, like negativo, pal. Kind of like that's Bruce over there. Ain't my wife. I seemed like he was a little upset when I asked. And then he calmed down. Hanging out with a bison. Got to darken the eyes a little bit more, because that's what his eyes look like. They're very dark around the edges. Hopefully I've surprised my wife a little bit tonight with a picture of her favorite dog in the world. We talk to Samson all the time. He's a little goofball. Thanks for sharing, everyone. I enjoy the shares. I get to meet new people, even if it's just online sometimes. Some people I meet on social media, and in this life anyways, I don't get to meet them, but one day I will. It's just interesting how it can bring so many people across the world together, especially art. Art has the ability to do that anyways, but I'm just talking social. Like the bison I met, that I met, he was a little more rugged, a little more like offstandish, but he was staring at me like right in the face. I had my face like a couple inches from him, and he was in the cage, of course. That was pretty cool. Little animal souls. I don't think you gave him a haircut in this before this picture was taken. See, he's got a lot of hair, which is quite alright. He looks cute either way. We were just talking about when we have leftovers and he happens to be in the vehicle on a trip. We can't leave the vehicles or can't leave the food outside of a cooler, or he'll get into the bag of food and just eat it all. We had a different dog that was just like him, same kind of breed, but it was a girl. She was a little more feisty. And one time, Jennifer left the groceries in the vehicle and she was going up and down the stairs bringing food in the house and left the dog in there just for a couple minutes. Dog got into the raw meat, ate it all, and then Jennifer goes out there to grab the dog, Muffin, her name was, barfed all over her shirt. Barf. All over. I wasn't even there, but I feel like I was there from the way she explained it. Raw meat chewed up by a dog.
To say that I was pregnant.
And she was pregnant. Facebook, she was pregnant. Enjoy that. Barfed all over her.
Samson, you want to come down and see a picture?
Mom, I don't want to go down there right now.
Come here.
I'm happy where I am.
Oh, special guest. Come here. Okay, Dad's drawing a picture of you.
Probably start barking at himself. He's got nice little tufts of hair all over the place here. He looks like a mini cow when Jennifer gives him his haircut. Because we groom our own animals at our house. We're like DIY people. Here, I'll put his little tail in here. There we go. He's actually sitting in a bucket in this picture. So I'll go ahead and put the bucket in and a little handle right here. It's actually something the cat would probably do, not the dog.
He was only 8 months.
8 months in this picture, my wife says. 8-month-old dog. He doesn't really look much older than here, though. To be honest, I don't see too much age on him. The eyes are where I'm really going to focus a little extra time because there's a lot of depth and you can see a lot of soulish part of an animal, especially a person, around the eyes. Even that bison I was talking to at the zoo, I don't think he really minded being in there. He was kind of very aloof type of animal. I think, though, he probably would have been happier with a big herd of bison running around on the plains like they did many years ago. It's always a lot of fun. Use the cross-hatching technique like we talked about earlier. And also you can use just little dots. Like Vincent van Gogh, in his drawings, he used a lot of dots. our old dog Muffin, who we had for years ago, and she was always happy to see me when I came home, even if I wasn't much of a dog person at the time. Unconditional love, that's right. They just don't know anything else. Man's best friend. Now cats, that's a different story. My wife could talk about cats. She could talk about our cat. It's a very interesting cat. I'm a cat person. But I admit, sometimes they just don't want anything to do with you. Not sure why. I mean, I feed her, I change her cat box and everything. Our cat, I think she sleeps about 18 hours a day. I'm not sure what she dreams about, but it must be pretty interesting to want to stare at the back of her eyelids for that long.
She's yawning as you're saying that.
A cat is yawning as I said that. Sometimes our cat's strange because when she yawns enough, she'll... Oh wait, no. When she's meowing, she'll turn her meow into a yawn. Don't really understand it yet, but it's just something she likes to do. She also likes it when you pet her when she eats. It encourages her to eat more. Where did Samson go? Did he take off? Our dog Samson's a very interesting guy. He likes to sleep with stuffed animals at night. He sleeps in a big wicker basket full of the kids' stuffed animals under their bed. That's what he does. Very interesting dog. He looks like a stuffed animal when you pull the wicker basket out from underneath the bed. His nose is like really pointy. It really sticks out of his face. Can't really tell from the front view, but it's kind of cute. And when he gets his, I don't know if I mentioned this, but when he gets his haircut, Jennifer gives his haircut, he looks like a miniature cow. He has little black spots all over him, and with like pink skin. He even has like a black spot on his nose right here. Pretty funny. One time there was a dog that came into our backyard. His name was Spike. We didn't like Spike. We met him one time. He wasn't invited to the party. And then a boy came chasing Spike and said Spike bit him. So then we really had our red alerts on because the kids are in the backyard and here's this 40-50 pound dog running around, mini Doberman Pinscher style. And he isn't doing anything he's told. And just at that second, Samson happened to be off of his leash, or being leashed. He took off after the dog, that probably outweighed him by 25 pounds at least, and chased him through the yard. As I was chasing him through the yard, telling him not to go after the dog, and chased that dog clear across the street, and finally into another neighbor's yard, and finally he stopped running. And kind of looked at me and he looked like he was just done. It was kind of interesting how he just felt so compelled to go after this dog, and the thing was that other dog was very scared of him. So thought that was pretty loyal and very brave of our little 13-pound dog to go after the other one like that with no fear whatsoever. So he lived up to his name that day, Samson. So he earned his name. The 13-pound Samson. Remember that, huh? It was pretty interesting. It's a great dog. Hey Aaron, welcome. We meet again. It is a small world, is it not? We're right here in Algoma, working out of our little home studio here, working on a picture of the family dog for my wife, whose birthday is this week already, huh? Thursday? I think she's turning 21. 21.
More like 35.
I didn't hear that. I think she said 25. You're never supposed to say your age, right? Is that it?
I don't care.
You don't care? Alright. I married an older woman. She's got me beat by about 5 months. I married a cougar. I think that's what they call them. She's a cougar. Sometimes Jennifer goes to the store and she goes places and she tells me stories about guys who are very open about their attraction to my wife. Sometimes on Facebook too, very strange people. And then I go, why didn't you tell me about this earlier so I could hunt them down? It's too late though. I suppose I'd only take it seriously if Aaron Rodgers came knocking on my front door. First I'd ask him for his autograph and then I'd kick him out. Promptly. No, just kidding. We'd probably just have him over for dinner and Jennifer would just stare at him for 3 hours. What?
I would just quietly.
You would stare at him for 3. Yeah, sure. So I want to get his ears in here, floppy little ears. You can see he's kind of like I said, he's sitting in a pail, like a white pail or something. We put him in there for the photo shoot years ago. He would never go in there by himself. He's not that curious. He's a cute little dog, though. Somebody wish you a happy birthday. Kel wishes you a happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, Sarah. I got to help out with my daughter's softball team this year. It was a blast. They took 3rd place. Everybody did a great job. Coach was great. The kids were great. I had myself a blast. After 4 balls in the junior league, the coach gets to come out and pitch to the kids, and the kids always enjoyed that because after a while you get to know where their favorite pitches go, and you can throw them just the right pitch. So they hit it way out into the green. So I got to have a really good time. I got this from one of the girls. This is backwards, obviously. Walk by faith, not by sight. That's my one of my favorite things right now. So that was from Sarah, so thank you. That was really cool. And another girl named Lydia, I think she gave me like a Subway card or something. How did she know? That's like my favorite place to eat. So that was pretty cool. They had their little party last night and everybody got to hang out and eat some hot dogs together. Played marshmallow baseball. I've never heard of such a thing in my life. You replace the softball with a marshmallow and nobody wears gloves or pads or anything. It was great. I think I laughed hysterically for 45 minutes. I felt like I was back at the Sandlot when I was a kid or something. So we had a great time this year. Great times in a small town. You can't get that in a bigger town. But you can in the country areas. And we're right on the lake area. I think it's Wisconsin's best kept secret, so Algoma's a great place. A round of applause. There we go. For Algoma. There we go. Hello everyone there on Facebook. Welcome to my home studio here in Algoma, Wisconsin. This is Tim J. Kornowski. Welcome you to another broadcast of Kornowski Originals live art demos. Hope you're enjoying them. I hope I'm broadcasting right now and that my wife will let me know if it's not recording. So here we go. It's a little bit of a surprise. I don't know if you can see what I've got sketched on this little piece of paper behind me. But what I'm going to do tonight is kind of just work out some drawing techniques for you and see how far we can get. Sometimes I don't know how far I'm going to get with the art that I demonstrate, but many times it goes a lot further than I imagine. So hopefully you can have some fun watching, and maybe I'll have to zoom this in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And maybe I'll just turn this a little bit. To be able to see this, maybe you want to do some art yourself. Use this as an art instructional video then, if you like. No problems with that. And please share if there's anyone you know that would like to do some art. You're always welcome to go ahead. Hey Sharon, how's it going? If I peer in here, my head looks very large, see? And so I'll try not to say hi too often. I don't want to scare anyone. So anyways, I'm just going to get some music playing here, since I like to have some music while I play, or while I work. So, I'm not going to say what I'm drawing yet, but it's kind of a surprise from my wife, if she can't see what I have in my tray here at the moment. So here goes. I'm working on from a photograph, and I think I can get away with the camera not seeing what I'm doing if I put the picture right here. That should work. Got to get everything set up so I can get to work here, so okay. Just a really simple pen and ink sketch, nothing too fancy. And hopefully we'll sketch it out and kind of bring it to completion while in the broadcast tonight. So. I like a little relaxing jazz myself sometimes, especially if you've had kind of a longer, maybe a rough day a little bit. It's kind of nice to relax and, you know, maybe not the heavy metal tonight, right? But something more relaxing. I'm not much into heavy metal these days. Predominantly use lines, but also I may be using say pointillism, where you just use the dot of your pen and just kind of poke it at the paper. You've been cleared. Excellent. I'd like to see that. I'd like to hear that. Good news. It's really, really easy for me. I spent a lot of time as a youngster, like my kids' age now, just working on art. Sacrificed a lot of time, you know, hanging out with other kids sometimes and other friends because I was indoors working on art. You too, Aaron. Let's see if I can add a little bit of brown to this picture and call her a night. Call it a sketch, if you will. I just got to find just the right color to make this guy really pop. As we used to say in the jewelry studio, when I worked in a jewelry studio. Always wanted that that gem or that diamond to really pop. Here we go. Let's see if this is the right color for it. He's got a little bit of brown underneath, kind of some of the white hair. Obviously he's white and black and brown. I'm going to add just a little tinge of like a yellow ochre, or I should say, what this one, Prismacolor, you can see it backwards. This is the good stuff. Bella says, "Hey Dad, how's it going? Little kiddo." Dad's making Crayola drawings in the studio. He's got his little brown eyes. We don't want to color in the reflective white in his eyes. We want to leave that, because then he's looking at you. That's a little technique that comes with a little bit of practice. He's got a little tinge of yellow in his hair. Makes him special. Because he's a special little guy. Our little Samson. Add a little yellow up here. A little yellow on the edge. Just enough to make it look a little more lively. I think the goldenrod color is really helping. He has that color around his eyes. And the fringes of his hair and stuff. And we have a little bit of pink that's showing through. This is called Deco Pink. Let's do Deco Pink. What do you say? Thanks, Kel. Appreciate it. Just a little. I don't want to get crazy with it. you can ruin a picture sometimes by just going overboard. So I've been there, done that. I bought the t-shirt, cried a few tears as a little kid, not as a grown-up. I wouldn't do that. My first in plein air painting I ever did outdoors, I felt just turned out terrible, and I was really upset by it. I almost felt like giving up, and then I went out and did the same scene again, and I finally pulled it off, and I was really happy. I was really happy I was able to make it work. And I still have that picture today. It always reminds me that, you know, even though maybe you got up there, you struck out, well, next time you get up to the plate, maybe you hit a big old line drive, or maybe even a home run. Just don't give up. Giving up is not worth it. It costs too much to do that. Okay. Reached that point where I look at the picture and I say, well, what else did I want to say with this? Maybe I want to put a little bit of color here. Just a little fun little sketch of this guy tonight. Because he's so special to his family. Yeah, I made it pop out, huh? That's cool. It really doesn't take much to do it either. Just a little bit of time, you know. I mean, obviously a lot of practice, but you'd be surprised what you can pull off if you just give yourself a chance and cheer yourself on. You know, it may not always turn out the way you wanted it to, but maybe you'll stumble on something else that you didn't know you could do. I think everybody's an artist in their own way. My wife's an artist with her food. She's also a writer, working on a little book about her life, which I'm really excited for. She kind of works at it here or there. And it's like the Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. He worked on it here and there. He carried it under his arm, just kept working on it, kept working on it. Now it's the most famous painting in the world. Even if some people think it's a self-portrait of Leonardo da Vinci as a woman, I kind of disagree. I hope it's just a picture of Mona Lisa. But anyways, that's another story for another time. Regardless of all that, his paintings were masterpieces. The Last Supper, which unfortunately is falling to pieces as we speak, because he was experimenting with certain, you know, egg temperers or whatever it was that he was using. But we still have the Mona Lisa, and that's a very mysterious smile indeed. So thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the program tonight. I know I enjoyed it. Kind of sharing some funny stories and wishing my wife a very happy 21st birthday. 21st? Wow. That's something special. Well, anyways, I'm going to finish up some little details here, and then you can do with it what you like. Hope you enjoy the family picture for your birthday this year, and hope I bragged you up a little bit with all the people here on Facebook. And thanks everyone for watching, and everyone have a wonderful evening. And again, if you want to see more art, check out oilpastellart.com, and you can see more pieces of art by this guy with these and other things, brushes and things like this. So anyways, thank you for watching, and everyone have a wonderful evening, and in 2 days, happy birthday to my wonderful wife of 12 years. Gonna have some fun and enjoy yourself and have some good dinner this time. None of that dinner you gotta send back because it's cold or it tastes funny. Good dinner. How's that sound? Alright, everyone have a good night and we'll see you later. Bye now.